They can, but we'll see if they do. All right, here we go in three, two, one. Oh, hello, Degens. Welcome to Degenerate Takes NFL Week Lucky 13 Part 2. I'm the Brofect one, AJ, and with me, as always, is the host that knows the most because I'm a poet and I didn't even know it. Mr. Noah Engelbrecht.
Just stop.
Noah,
Just
how the
stop.
hell are you doing today? What? What, you didn't like my little freestyle right there? I was just trying to.
No, it's fine. If you went any farther, it was going to be really bad. But
No, you and I both know I know my limits when it comes to stuff like that. So
I mean,
don't
you
get me wrong.
borderline
I'll
went a
cut
little too
myself
far
off.
as is, but that's okay.
Borderline. Fuck off. Okay, you can fuck off.
That
You
second
fuck
line.
off.
That
You're just
second line
mad.
was no. That's okay.
Wow. Well, I didn't think I went too far. Anyway, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. You know a team that did go too far today, speaking of transitions into what we're supposed to talk about, the Chargers. That offense went a little too far today, going 41 and 22 over the Bengals. I mean, Jesus Christ, Justin Herbert looking like a fucking stallion, bro. And I texted you this about midway through this game and not the Jaguars game, the Eagles game. You can't have a flow like that, like Justin Herbert and Gardner Minshew do, and play bad. You just can't. Ever since Remember the Titans with Sunshine, you just are not a bad quarterback if you have that flow.
That's fair. I mean, it's a borderline because you can get too long and be, Trevor Lawrence and
Again, but I said it's a certain flow. They have the
right.
right flow. Trevor Lawrence needs to get a cut.
Yeah. Yeah, man. The Chargers look good today. Again, adding to the question marks that we have about both the Chargers and the Bengals. I don't know what the fuck either of these teams are. I don't know if either of them are good or bad. I still can't even decide. Obviously, Cincinnati turnovers problem today. Joe Burrow had a finger injury that he was clearly playing through a lot of pain. But yeah, Chargers come up with a win in this one, and man, I do expect both of these teams to be around in the playoffs. I don't know that either of them are going to make a deep run, but like I said on the last installment, I do think the AFC is wide open, so I'm not going to count either of these teams out yet.
Fair enough.
Will see what happens.
We will. I'm not making a playoff pick on either of them because the AFC is so wide open. Like, I just, can't get a grasp on either of those teams or whatever. It's terrible. Now, Noah, we were just talking about Sunshine himself, Mr. Trevor Lawrence, so we might as well talk about the game. Jaguars going to LA to the Rams, getting mollywopped, as we like to say professionally, 37-7. I mean, Trevor Lawrence, 16 for 28, 145, 0 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Not impressive, not good whatsoever.
Yeah, the Rams continue doing what they've done all season, which is trounce bad teams. I think it's so funny. The Rams now, what are they, like 7-0 against teams that are not in playoff position, but they're 1-4 against teams that are.
I believe so. Yeah, they're some schedule like that.
Yeah, Rams. Like I said, they do what they do, and they play bad teams. They blow them out. They just they've been unable to really beat good teams this year. So I don't know. I don't have too much else on this game. It's not even close. Not a good game. Rams offense showing the the good face of their two faces, and really showing up this week.
No, honestly, for once, really showing up and being the team that they're supposed to be. So that's nice to see, especially as a gambler who put some money on them. Jesus Christ. Game that I stayed the fuck away from because it was the clusterfuck that it was. You got the Washington football team going to the Las Vegas Raiders, winning 17-15. I mean, this was a game that really could have gone either way. Watching the game, I mean, it was anyone's game. Both quarterbacks having pretty similar stats. Derek Carr having a better yards game. However, Taylor Heineke did throw for 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. It happens. But, I mean, neither of these teams are really competing for anything anymore.
Well,
This
they
game
are.
doesn't really matter.
They're both at what, 500 now. They're competing for wild card spots.
Yes.
Washington
I
in a
guess you're
wild
right,
card
yeah.
spot. The Raiders, I think, only a game out of a wild card spot right now after this loss, but both of these teams could still make the playoffs. This was a shit game. Washington has been playing a lot of shit games lately and finding a way to win them. I think they've won 3 in a row, 4 in a row now, something like that. I don't know. I mean, either of these teams could make the playoffs. I think if either of them do make the playoffs, they're not really going to go very far.
No, they won't go
this
far
was
at all.
This was a game that both teams had opportunities to win it, put it away. Neither of them capitalizing on any good opportunities, and Washington pulling out a 2-point victory, which seems to be kind of their MO lately, is winning 1 or 2-point games. Like, they don't even like to make it a field goal game. They don't even like to make it a field goal. They like to make it real, real close.
Real fucking close. But hey, if that's what they want to do and win games, that's fine with me. Another team.
Hey, win is a win.
Win is a win, Noah. Another game that was really close. And teams that like to be close, apparently. You got the Ravens and the Steelers. Ravens losing 19-20. Big Ben coming. I'm sorry, excuse me. I'm so sorry. No, my bad. Medium large Ben coming out saying this is his last season. He is retiring. Thank God, because he looked like shit. I mean, 21 for 31, 236 yards, 2 tutties. Not the worst. Not good. But good thing he's retiring. He deserves to ride off into the sunset.
Yeah. I was a little bit surprised with the Pittsburgh win here, but not super.
Yeah.
We all good there? I don't know. You put a finger up.
No, we're all good. Sorry, I was making sure.
Okay.
My mic's been a bitch. So, D-Gens, I want you to let you know. I have been putting in the work to bring you the best degenerate stuff that we can give you. And shit's not been working. And when shit's not been working, it's been a bad, AJ. And then I've been losing bets. It's not been good. But we are good right now, Noah. We are good right now, so...
Technology not working equals grumpy AJ equals rage betting equals losing money.
Especially when you spend a lot of fucking money on the technology and shit. Yeah, it pisses me off. Anyway, I don't rage bet. I bet responsibly. I've only responsibly bet the mortgage on the house that I don't own 3 times. So
this week,
you know. No comment.
Yeah, I mean, Pittsburgh's not dead in the water like a lot of people have been saying they are. This team is still capable of winning games. That defense is good enough. I think Baltimore is still a good team. They're still going to be contending. They're still going to make a little bit of a playoff run. I don't know if they'll make it out of the AFC or not. But I guess my biggest takeaway on this one is Pittsburgh is not quite dead yet. There's still some life in these Steelers.
True, there is still some life in medium large Ben and the Steelers team. I mean, he said this is his swan song. This is his last dance. He would love.
Well, if they,
He knows he's
oh
not
my,
winning the Super Bowl, but he would love to make the
yeah,
playoffs one more time.
yeah, and I kind of hope they go at least 500 because I want to see Mike Tomlin continue that streak of not having
I
a
would
single
love
season
to see that. Get it
under
to around
500.
20.
Well, and that tie might actually, well, not help him out. It would have been better if they got a win, but with that
Would
tie,
have
he
been
can
better.
still go 500 and not ruin that record. A little
It
eight
would
eight
still
and
not
one.
be a losing record. I'd be a fan of that. Gotta love technicalities. They're the best. Speaking of technicalities, God, I hated this game. Hated every. All right, we're gonna go into the last game of the afternoon slate. 49ers Seahawks. I hated everything about this game. I hate that I bet on a team. I hate that I had to root for a team. I hate that it won, and I hate just everything about this game. Even though I won, like I won the bet, but I still hate this game. I took Seahawks money line, and they won 30-23, but they looked like dog shit the entire game. The 49ers looked like a dog shit the entire game. And, we were just sitting here being forced to watch a shit show. And let me tell you, no, I'm not OBJ. I don't enjoy watching that type of stuff. And I really appreciate if it's kept off my screen.
Yeah, this was a sloppy game.
Sloppy as hell, dude. Jesus Christ.
Between the turnovers and other shit, turnovers, penalties, other shit going on. I mean, this was
terrible.
not a. Don't let the score deceive you. This was not a great game to watch. It was. God, it felt like half the time either of these teams got in the red zone, they turned the ball over.
Oh my God, it was unbelievable. It was like, holy shit, I can score a touchdown here. Let me get colorblind and throw it to the other team. That's winning football right there. Oh my God.
Well, and then you got Seattle up 7 with what, 4th and goal from the 3-yard line or something, and instead of kicking a field goal to make it a 10-point game, they're like, oh no, we're just going to go for it.
But that's
Almost
classic Seattle. What do they do in the Super Bowl? You could have ran the ball in for a touchdown with the best running back in the league, but you throw the ball on the goal line, and then you get an interception, and the game's over. I mean, that's typical Seattle right there.
Almost let San Francisco come back, drive 97 yards to get the game winner. Their defense held them just short.
Just short. Barely short.
Stopping them on 4th down, but I mean, I don't know. Neither of these teams are that good. San Francisco might grab a playoff spot. We'll see. If they get a wild card, I'm not
doing shit. San Francisco is not doing shit.
Well, I'm saying they're still in contention for one of those wild card spots, which won't matter because they'll either go to like Tampa Bay, Green Bay, or Arizona and just get their shit rocked.
Just get mollywopped, yeah.
It's okay. They might be one of those, because like I said, in the NFC, those last 2 wild card spots, it doesn't matter what teams get those. Those 2 teams are going to have to, like I said, either go to Arizona, Green Bay, or Tampa Bay, and they're just going to get their fucking shit handed to them on the road
and it happens,
against any of those teams.
It happens when you play good teams.
Yeah, well, unless
I hated every minute of that game.
Unless we see a little Washington Tampa Bay rematch in the playoffs, that would be interesting because clearly Heineke seems to know how to beat Brady and the Bucks. I mean, he obviously came short last year in the playoffs, but that was a very competitive game. That was the closest game the Bucks had in the playoffs, and their defense is not on the same caliber it was last year. And it would be fun to watch Washington knock off Tampa in Tampa for the first round of the playoffs. But I'm not gonna hold my breath too much on that matchup until I actually see it happen.
Yeah. Neither am I, but shit can happen any day of the week. Like, for example, let's talk about the Sunday night game. The Chiefs seem to be all the way back.
Well,
Chiefs winning
no,
this game 22-9. What? They're not back?
I wouldn't say they're all the way back at all.
I mean, I don't
They're
want to say
they're
that, but we're a sports show, and so we have to say that.
no, not at all. Their defense is looking a lot better now, but holy fuck, that offense still has problems. I
So
mean,
many problems.
what was Mahomes' stat line tonight?
That's a great question, Noah. It was
He was like,
15 for 29, 184 yards, 1 interception.
yeah. I mean, if you're a Chiefs fan, it's good to see the defense like stepping up and actually playing now, because the first kind of third of the season they were looking like the worst defense in the entire NFL. But that offense still can't get shit going.
They really can't.
And I don't know how, because like you look at the weapons on that offense and everything, the offensive line has not been playing that poorly, but they just don't look good on paper, and they don't look good with
No.
the eye test either.
No, not with the eye test at all. Like, whenever I watch, and I think that's undervalued. I really do. I think the eye test is undervalued. I think everyone gets really caught up in the analytics and everything like that. But if you watch a team and you think they're bad, they're probably a bad football team. Like,
Well,
the eye test
unless you're an
doesn't.
idiot,
Well, yeah, and you should see some of these
or
people that I see
or
at
a
my
homer.
bar,
I
like,
mean,
placing live
there
bets.
there's plenty of people. It's the same thing as being in a bad relationship and you don't see all the red flags. It's a lot of the time,
Yep.
if you're watching, a lot of the time it's like sports fans. If you're watching your own team, you don't realize all these red flags that are there. Or it's the opposite, and you're way too critical and way too skeptical, and you don't and you're way down on a team that's actually doing really good, like you were earlier this season with the Suns, when I was kept telling you, don't worry, they're a good team, and you're like, oh, the Suns fucking suck, one hit wonder, blah blah blah. I'm like, no, the Suns are they're good. Just give it a little bit
So
of time.
I'm still sketch on them because, don't get me wrong, they're winning games. They're not
They
covering
didn't lose
games,
for an entire month.
but they're not covering.
That doesn't matter.
Noah, good teams win, great teams cover. They are not a
Yeah,
great team. Don't get me wrong. Their competition in the NFC, in that conference, I'm sorry, the Western Conference, is the geriatric Lakers. And so I'm not too worried. However,
well, and
anyway, that's the talk for degenerate
Warriors,
bets.
but yeah.
Talk for degenerate bets.
I'm just saying.
Anyway,
my point being, people don't often analyze their team correctly. People are either over skeptical or way overhyped on their team. Happens all the time. So, yeah, I don't know, but I'd be worried if I'm a Chiefs fan. I mean, they look like they're starting to figure some things out, but other things are still missing. Like this offense, I don't know what the fuck happened to it. It just decided.
Your defense sucks and your offense sucks.
Well, oddly enough, the beginning of the year, the offense was tremendous and what we expected, and the defense was terrible. And now it's flip-flopped, and their offense can't do anything, and their defense looks good. I don't understand it.
Neither do I. They don't seem to be very compatible. No, we'll cover the Monday night game when the Monday night game happens. Do you have any other thoughts on NFL Lucky week 13.
I do not on NFL. I just do want to plug in my fucking Minnesota Wild, doing tremendous on a 5-game winning streak. Got to throw that in there. Second best record in hockey right now, leading the Western Conference. And also, shout out Arizona basketball. Looking real fucking good. Number 1 in points per game in the country. Number 1 in pace of play. Not only are we a good team, we're an exciting team to watch. So if you're looking for some college basketball to watch, go watch U of A when they're playing.
They are. It's going to be a good game. You love U of A, and we will cover that. I mean, if you're listening and it's not past 12 o'clock Mountain Standard Time, we will be live on TikTok at Degenerate Take 69, covering college basketball and our bets and everything for Monday and however long we can do that. And you know what, Noah? I'm going to make a prediction right now. You ready for it?
Let's hear it.
This week on Degenerate Bets, one of us is going to go perfect.
I'll believe it when I see it, but I love the energy.
I don't know which one, but one of us is going to go perfect. We're due.
AJ's going to come out here and just AJ's going to come out here and only bet one game and then be like, see? Perfect.
Not that much of an asshole. I'm going to bet at least 12 games. I can't bet less
the whole
that.
slate. That's what we do every week, man.
We do. And it's fucking terrible, but we do. I mean, it's called Degenerate Takes, not let's finance your money and shit. Like, we're going to have some fucking fun.
That's actually the new name for my new podcast I'm starting is Let's Finance Your Money and Shit. So keep an eye out for that.
Good name.
We'll be,
good name.
Actually, AJ and I will both be starting a financial advice podcast called Let's Finance Your Money and Shit.
The last thing people should... The fact that anyone listens to Degenerate Bets is one thing. The fact that anyone will listen to our financial advice is another thing.
Yeah, let's just start giving out like crypto and like stock market advice.
Oh, dude, I got a shitload of crypto. I can unload on people.
But like absolutely plastered when we do it every single time.
Well, I mean, that's what we do every time, so...
I'm talking like blackout drunk giving people financial advice.
Oh, like I need to be able, like the last thing I remember is I press record. And then we just go
basically.
From there.
Then we just start giving out financial advice. Like, you want to make some money?
Rough.
It's
a little rough. But hey, we'll work on it. Who knows? Degenerate Takes could grow into Degenerate Stocks. Degenerate Crypto.
No. It's what did you say? Finance your money and shit. We finance
Degenerate
whatever you said.
Money and shit.
Dude, that name just really rolls off the tongue. I think it would be perfect.
What, finance your money and shit?
Yeah.
Well, look for us to start that channel. I mean, who knows? That could be in the next week, the next month.
Hey, somebody give me a big like portfolio of money. I might make you money.
Someone might bankroll us.
I might also lose you. I might also lose you a shit ton of money in the stock market, but I also might make you some money. So, it's basically 50-50.
And if you respond to this, no, this is on an episode of Degenerate Takes. The show is called Degenerate Takes. So what kind of people are we? Let's go ahead and connect the fucking dots here. But we would love a bankroll to fuck around in crypto in the stock market because we are geniuses. I mean, if you can't already tell. Right,
Need
Noah?
like crickets. I needed like a crickets chirping sound there.
Dude, so no,
Um,
I'm one
self
update away
self
from having
self
sound effects,
self-proclaimed.
so don't worry.
Okay, self-proclaimed geniuses.
But yeah,
Um,
bankroll us and we'll see what happens.
yeah, I know nothing about crypto. I know I have
I
very
do.
surface level. I have very surface level knowledge of the stock market. So if you want to give me a bunch of money to, mess around with, feel free.
Dude, we'll fuck around. We have no problem with that.
Just kidding. I'll probably just
Anyway.
end up betting all. I'll just bet all your money if you give me any, and you might see
Anyway, well,
returns.
okay, I gotta tell you a story off air. But we will, we're gonna sign off on this one. We're gonna be back next week with Degenerate Takes. We're gonna be back with Degenerate Bets. We're gonna give you the best bets and everything like that. And who knows? Maybe crypto and stock market advice.
Follow the TikTok. We will be live tomorrow afternoon at some point talking college
Oh
basketball.
yeah, we're live.
We'll be doing our first ever live, so come ask us questions. If you don't already follow our TikTok, go do that. I think Degen takes 69, Degenerate takes 69, something like that. I don't fucking know.
69. It's Degenerate Takes 69 because Degenerate Takes was apparently taken. And so I was like, what's more degenerate than the Degenerate Takes? Degenerate Takes 69.
That's
So,
big brain right
big
there,
brain.
AJ. You get it's protruding from your head. It's so massive.
Anyway, fuck it. We'll see you next time on Degenerate.